W.
And I'm Malik J.
I'm JaMarcus W.
Our project is the Phototransistor. The purpose of our lab is to have two lights respond to two different voltage levels measured by a phototransistor.
And in this lab, we use the MyDAC, the phototransistor, two LEDs, one green, one red, and the LabVIEW software.
Now, during our project, the abundant light won't cause either light to turn on, but as you move closer and closer, the green light will eventually trigger. Once triggered, the green light represents a voltage of greater than or equal to 0.1.
The green light will stay on as you move closer and closer until you hit a certain distance. Then that distance will trigger the red light to turn on.
This red light represents a voltage of 2.5 volts. And this red light will remain on until the voltage, as long as the voltage is equal to or exceeds 2.5 volts.
As you can see, this is our control panel from day one. We're missing the voltage threshold, and up here our wires all cluttered up. You can't clearly see where it goes to or leads to.
And in the front panel, as you can see, it was represented by the wiring. We're missing the voltage threshold, and everything is just kind of all over the place.
Alright, now we had a few difficulties, but our biggest issue was not having the correct threshold because it wouldn't allow the lights to light up. At first, it was either just the red light going off or the green light, but without the correct threshold, we couldn't get it to react accordingly.
Once we figured out we needed a second threshold, the next issue was figuring out the appropriate voltage to represent the distance to turn each light on.
As you can see in our after pictures, we now have both thresholds, and with our new alignment, you can clearly see what wire leads to where, and everything is just a lot cleaner and easier to read. And in our front panel now, you can see we have both voltage thresholds, and with these numbers, you can see that everything is working properly.
Alright, now after talking about difficulties and how we went about our project, a few interesting things is how the phototransistor converted the brightness into volts. Also, another thing that stood out to us was that we needed two DAC assistants instead of one, how we did with the labs.
In conclusion, we had some difficulties. For example, wiring, keeping the lights on, and having the lights react to the different light voltages.
But aside from these small issues, we ended up getting the project to work properly, and overall, I would say the project was pretty simple and straightforward.